Come with me to the worst possible museum that I could have visited to end my trip, because I almost missed my flight because I didn't want to leave. I mean, I got to the airport like 10 minutes before my flight left. I had no idea that this was this gorgeous, because if I did, I would have spent an entire day there. This is Mercer Labs in New York, New York. This is an experiential art museum, and this is my kind of visit. I tell you, this is my favorite museum, and I will never again go to New York without visiting this place. You heard it right. This place doesn't even look real. It honestly looks like something out of a dream. It looks rendered. When you go in there, the first thing you'll see is this giant room covered in floor-to-ceiling projections of machines changing statues. Now, these exhibits aren't fixed. These are from artists hailing from all over the world, and these are multimedia artists. They work with film, they work with sound, they work with sculpture, they work with interactivity. And as a huge fan of the cyberpunk genre and someone who has spent 300 hours, yes, 300, playing Cyberpunk 2077, I feel like I stepped into a museum from that city, and I just can't get over it. I felt like I stepped into Night City. Unbelievable, just incredible. I didn't want to leave because everything was so immersive and interactive. When you go to your typical museum, you're kind of sitting there, you're watching, you're looking. The general aesthetic is don't touch anything, don't sit on anything, your presence is not to be known, you don't interact with any of the exhibits. But here, everything is interactive. The projections ripple when you move, the interactions change when you move. There are ball pits, there are swings, there are places to draw where literally everything you draw, your projection literally gets turned into a projection that floats around the room. Like, it's unreal. And again, I wish something like this was in my city, because I would be a weekly visitor. I'd be a regular. It was transformative. It was my favorite museum experience of my trip, and I felt extremely emotional when I was there. But at the end of the day, this is my favorite place to be in New York outside of a club that closes at 8 a.m. This is me looking up at my own reflection, and it looks like this projection goes up infinitely into the sky, which is crazy. You feel like you're in some type of futuristic city that has no limits and no borders, and it's just like insane. Like, walking into this, you just really realize how expansive life is, and it's almost like stepping into someone else's imagination. Honestly, I couldn't think of a better experience that I had while I was in New York in terms of museums. I did enjoy the Met, but this is more my style. I am a Night City girl, and this is way, way along my lines. This is where I feel the most comfortable. It's so immersive, and it's just breathtaking how gorgeous everything is. I really feel like I stepped into 2093. This is the future of going to museums. When I tell you again, I did not want to leave this place. I literally asked them, can I go back inside? And to my surprise, they said yes. You were able to go back through the museum from the end to the beginning, but you weren't allowed to re-enter from the front. And this was surprisingly affordable. My ticket wasn't more than $60, and I just, again, think I told them to their face, I'm like, I don't think you guys are charging enough.